For over 2 decades, XTERRA has brought together some of the world's fittest, toughest, and craftiest endurance athletes for a series of off-road triathlons, races that combine open water swimming, mountain biking, and trail running, and demand skill and tenacity, guile and grit. In this, the 24th season of XTERRA Racing, the sport's appeal continues to grow. And as more and more professional athletes are drawn to its unique challenges, the stakes are higher and the victories harder to come by. But it's more than just elite triathletes who live and breathe XTERRA. For the thousands of age group competitors, training can become a personal mission, and reaching an XTERRA finish line represents a major life accomplishment. This series will bring you the stories, the motivations, the frustrations, and the triumphs of the 2019 XTERRA World Tour. For episode 4, we head to northeastern France and the Vosges mountain region, where Mathieu Feder Schwager, an age group athlete, first fell in love with outdoor sports.
The race in France is very special to me because the race venue is only 30 minutes from the place where I grew up, the place where my parents are still living, and the mountains has been my training playground for the first 15 years of my life.
Feder Schwager, a former elite mountain biker, started running in his mid-30s. 3 years ago, he jumped in a sprint distance XTERRA race in Denmark, where he lives, and surprised himself by winning. He then moved up to full-length XTERRAs and immediately was hooked.
I think there is probably 2 kinds of people doing XTERRA, and I think the first kind of people is people who do XTERRA to prove something to themselves or prove something to the world, which is of course okay. And I think there is a second kind of people who are doing XTERRA because they love the sport. And I'm clearly part of number 2. I love the combination between the swim and the mountain bike and the trail. I'm a fan of outdoor sports, of the nature, and I could not imagine practicing another kind of triathlon. The perfect fit for me and my family.
XTERRA Adventures is presented by Tea Tree, eco-minded hair care infused with natural botanicals. Discover the natural magic of Tea Tree. The Maui Visitors and Convention Bureau. Visit gohawaii.com/Maui. This segment is brought to you by Tea Tree by Paul Mitchell. Mathieu and his wife Haley, a physiotherapist from Denmark, are parents of 2 young sons, 3-year-old Louis and 2-year-old Philip.
We learned that Louis had Down syndrome only, we had to wait 3 days after he was born because it was not very clear to see it on him physically, so we had to wait for some tests. It's very often I regret this time of my life because it was some days where we cried a lot. We were very, very sad and we thought the world was falling apart. And it's because we were coping with something that we didn't know. We didn't know what to expect. So I cried a lot and I was running a lot around the hospital as well to, get out with my nerves. But when I see him today and the personality and what he gives to our life, actually he has changed us. Louis has clearly made me to the very best person I have never felt so good since Louis was born. Yes.
Bisous à Justine, Louis. Bisous.
When I see the two boys together, this is actually one of the greatest success in our life. We decided to have Philippe very shortly after Louis to give him a companion to be together with him in the future. And they are always together. Philippe now is going over Louis in terms of development, but he's taking him up with him and he's inspiring. Philippe is the motivator, he's the one going for things, and Louis is just following and learning together. They are taking care of each other and they are inseparable. It's really beautiful. I love it.
The boys are thriving, and so is Mathieu's athletic career. In his first 4 XTERRA races of the season, he placed in the top 5 among amateur racers across all age groups. The Feder Schwager boys have also had success on the roads. In June, Mathieu, who does all his training, including intervals, with the jogging stroller, pushed his sons for a 10-kilometer race in Denmark, where he recorded a time of 37 minutes, a sub-6-minute mile pace. But for now, the focus is on XTERRA and continuing to improve on the bike, on the trail, and especially in the water.
For me, it's really no secret. The biggest challenge is the swim. If I compare with the athlete I'm fighting with for the first spot, I'm still 2-3 minutes too slow in the swim. So I try to work hard on this part. What I can also feel this year, I became a little bit quicker in the swim, but I'm ready after 5 minutes on the bike. I'm ready to give full power, and this makes a huge difference as well.
This segment is brought to you by Maui Jim Sunglasses. It was early morning on the 7th day of the 7th month of the year, and Feder Schwager was one of more than 800 competitors taking to the lake of Lonzemer for the 2019 version of XTERRA France, one of the most competitive and challenging races on the yearly calendar.
Today, when we were standing on the start line in the water, I was feeling extremely nervous because there was so many people in the water. So I think in France it's always so impressive to be among all these people and think that in 30 seconds we are going to be fighting together.
There was plenty of nervous energy among the professional athletes as well. Among those churning through the 1.5-kilometer swim was Ana Tomica, a 27-year-old elite XTERRA racer from Poland.
I'm supposed to be one of the best swimmers. I'm a coach, actually. But every time when I had some strategy in my head about swimming in that particular race, I always suck it. So I think the best option for me is just go for it and swim and see how it goes and give 100%, because for me it's just hard to plan it.
Don't be fooled by the self-deprecation. Tomica succeeds at everything she does, and she does a lot. She's an athlete, a swim coach, a fitness instructor, and a model.
My life is like a roller coaster. I don't have free time. Everyone says that, oh, you go for holidays, now I go to race. So I don't have, like, free weekends because if I'm not racing, I'm training. If I'm not training, I'm at work as a coach or as a model. So I'm doing all the time everything. Sometimes it's really hard and I'm really tired, but hey, I'm doing what I love, so that's good. In the morning when I woke up, I put on my Instagram and the social media because that's still part of my work as an athlete, as a model for my companies. So then I do breakfast and I go for training, again eating, going to job and then trying to make my body useful and sleep. So that's how my day looks mostly.
Tomica's athletic career reached a literal breaking point in 2017 when she shattered her collarbone in a bike crash during a road triathlon. After 2 surgeries, she's faced an extended rehabilitation period and was initially in denial about how hard it would be to come back.
At the beginning, I was, oh no, it's not happening. I will go for a race like in a month. Then, when I realized that it's not an option, I was like, maybe I should skip sport. Maybe it's like some sign from the higher power. But then I understand that racing, training, traveling is something that makes me happy and something that I can't live without. So I decided to give all myself, like do it for 100% or not doing it at all. So I chose the first option and now I'm really addicted.
Tomica is an experienced racer, competing in XTERRAs all over Europe. She's familiar with the grueling France course, having placed 8th here last year. And going into race day, she knew it wasn't going to be easy. XTERRA Adventures is presented by the Hawaiian Islands. Visit gohawaii.com. Hawaii's official tourism site. XTERRA, racing and apparel for your active lifestyle. Visit XTERRAplanet.com.
So, to get in the water, you need to go a bit on the left-hand side, next to the wooden bridge.
Race morning arrived, and not holding back on the swim was Jan Roth of Germany, who turned in the only sub-20-minute split of the day with a time of 19 minutes, 21 seconds. Roth was followed out of the water about 2 minutes back by a large pack, including Arthur Forisset and Arthur Serrier, both of France, and 34-year-old Ruben Razafa of Spain, the 5-time defending XTERRA France champion. England's Nicole Walters was the first elite woman into Transition 1, more than 2 minutes ahead of her closest competitor. France's Morgan Rieu, who came into XTERRA France on a 4-race win streak, was part of a group of women who finished the swim 4 minutes back of Walters. On the bike, Roth, the German, fell way off the pace, while Maxime Chenet of France took the lead. Working together to catch Chenet were the 2 Arthurs, Forisset and Serrier, and when they did, the 3 Frenchmen rode together on the second lap.
It was with Arthur Serrier and Maxime Chenet, who really pushed very hard on the bike. I was really afraid of the rhythm they put on the bike. So it was hard, but I had good feeling especially on the downhill section. So it was great, and we could stay all together.
In the elite women's race, Alizé Paty of France, an excellent mountain biker, was undaunted by the 40-kilometer ride, which included nearly 4,000 feet of climbing. One lap in, she had taken over the lead, with Rieu in second, and Walters, the leader after the swim, back in third. and fading fast. By the end of the second lap, Petit had established a 2-minute lead on Ryu, with Helena Karaskova, a 40-year-old from the Czech Republic, another 20 seconds back in third position. Ryu, a winner at XTERRA Italy in May and XTERRA Belgium in June, knew she had her work cut out for her on the run.
In the bike, I didn't have the same strength as in Belgium or Italy, but I knew it was normal with so many races in the leg. So I just tried to push hard. I failed one time, but then I kept motivation.
Meanwhile, Ana Tomica, who had come out of the water with Ryu and Petit, was struggling on the bike.
On the second lap, I felt really dizzy. I have some wavy head and stomach ache and stuff like that, so I just stopped and breathed a while. I didn't even know if I will be capable to finish today, but then I just speak with myself and thought, Anna, you have to do it, even you will have to walk whole running part, you have to finish that.
And among the age groupers, Mathieu Feder Schwager laid down a decent swim before disaster struck on the bike.
It was going quite good for me, and in one downhill I made a false, I fell down with my bike and made a false movement with my back, and it said crack, and then I was totally blocked, and that was like almost the end of the race for me.
At the front of the elite men's race, Arthur Forisset and Arthur Serrier left Transition 2 close together, with their countryman Maxime Senet a few seconds behind, going into the technical 10-kilometer run.
The run was really hard because I was with Arthur Serrier, which is a very, very, very strong runner. And I know it. I know also that he was strong on the bike, so I was really afraid by this guy.
Running scared, Forisset overtook Serrier on a downhill and then pressed to preserve his lead. In front of a raucous French crowd, Forisset held on for the victory in 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 32 seconds. Just 9 seconds in front of Serrier in second.
I had such a great feeling today here in XTERRA France. I take the win for the first time here, so I'm very, very happy because it's a big race and maybe the most difficult race in the European Tour.
The 5-time champion, Ruben Ruzafa, overtook Chener on the run to finish in 3 hours and 19 seconds. In the women's race, Ryu, the strongest runner in the field, made up 90 seconds of the 2-minute deficit during the first lap, and then overtook her countryman, Petit, early in the second lap. Ryu never eased up, charging home to win in 3 hours, 31 minutes, and 29 seconds. Petit held on to finish second, 50 seconds back. Another 1-2 finish for France, and Karaskova closed well to finish third.
I'm very, very happy, but it was not an easy race. In fact, I just took the lead after one loop on the run. And the final of the run, it was very difficult for me because I had no more strength in my legs and head, and so I was very happy to finish.
For Ana Tomica, who placed 11th in just under 3 hours, 53 minutes, finishing strong represented a major victory, especially after her struggles on the bike. Love of family was the primary motivator for Feder Schwager, who after throwing out his back during the bike, suffered through the run to place 4th in his age group and 45th overall.
The running part was honestly 100% torture. At each step, it was like somebody was putting a knife in my back. So my only motivation was to be able to cross the line with one of my boys on the shoulders and make the day to a success anyway.
Regardless of where he finishes, Feder Schwager appreciates the richness that the itinerant XTERRA lifestyle has brought to his family.
To travel together with my tribe is the best. We are never so happy that when we are on the move, we use a lot of time traveling together. We were the last since they are born. We were to South Africa, to Greece, Italy. I think for them it's a great experience because I think that my kids are not shy, they are not afraid of people, they are quite social. They are not afraid of animals, they like to move into the nature. So I'm pretty proud of them, and so I would like that we keep traveling as much as we do.
Coming up on the next episode, the 2019 XTERRA World Tour heads to North America and the thin air of Colorado's Rocky Mountains, as the greatest XTERRA athlete in American history goes for a 6th career title at Beaver Creek on a course that winds through his own backyard, while a veteran of the U.S. Air Force looks to soar to new heights on her journey of personal growth and discovery. All that and more next time on XTERRA Adventures.